Hi everybody, long time no see. Welcome back to my channel and I am 2DT Official. Today I wanna introduce a project titled Golang Analyzer tool where I use AI to extract the libraries used in a Python code. I came up with this idea because most Python code to train machine learning models I read in the past were too complicated and people usually import libraries randomly. That is very inconvenient to read and that pisses me off. Therefore, I want to convert this idea into practical and also try something new, and I decided to self-teach Golang. First, I decided to self-teach Golang because I am curious about its built-in concurrency model and its fast compilation plus execution. And another equally important reason is because Golang is Google's product. I'm interested. Yeah, last summer I built this tool using GPT-3.5 Turbo API, but since after OpenAI doesn't offer the free APIs anymore, I had to achieve this version. You can still view that code in my achieve folder here. In this version, I use Gemini 2 Flash API to see how fast and exact the model is after 1 year of release. Yeah, and the another equally important reason is also because Gemini is Google's product. And now, this is what I did to make Gemini API work for the project. First, we need an environment file in order to store all the API keys. Yeah, and make sure you include this file in the git ignore to ensure the repository security and privacy. I used open source library Viper to read the keys value from the environment file. Next is what we need to do to retrieve the Gemini API. Type Gemini API on Google and click the very first link. Click the right button to read the API documents. I had the whole initial code by reviewing the quick start section here. Before touching grass, before touching the code, we need to copy this command and paste to your terminal to install the Google Gen AI SDK, and you can select any language you work on, and for me, I chose Golang here. For me, I did already, so I don't have to do it the second time. After that, you can copy this initial code and paste to your file. Yep, and in order to retrieve the API key here, we need to do this stuff. In the past, we had to create a new one on GCP, but now you can get it directly on the Google AI Studio. After going here, make sure that you sign in, and when you click the blue button, create API key. If you already had a project created on GCP, you can search it here or just create a new API key in a new project. Yeah, and then it will generate a new API key for you. Yes, and paste it into the environment file before coding. Now let's see how I build the code. Everything is saved in the main.go. You can access to my GitHub repo to view the code and modify it to your preference. Now is the prompt engineering part. In order to build a prompt, I need to extract the content of the file first. The file is read into pipes and I have to cast it into string. In details, my full prompt is given a Python code snippet, extract a list of libraries that are used in the code, and then I append the content of the file and then list the libraries in a comma separated format. It is very important not only in this project but also in the future, because you have to determine what your output looks like. Yeah, and if parent and child libraries are used, list the parent library only list the libraries, do not provide any additional information. Next step is just putting everything into the syntax, and here if you want to change the model you use in the future, just go to the Gemini API documentation I mentioned earlier. Yes, they will give you every code and syntax for the model you want to. And next, plug the prompt that we just added it into the code. And yeah, we're done. Now let's give it a trial. Go run main.go, and then the name of the input file. Following is the name of the output file. Yeah, let's say output2.txt. Output2.txt didn't exist yet, therefore the code will create a new one. Here, you see it. Let's view this too. Alright, 9 elements, and yeah, very similar, like exact to my last run. Yep, this means that our code is consistent and our prompt engineering is very quick. Thank you for listening.